Good morning, fellow YouTubers. And yes, I'm sitting in the exact same location as I did in my last SpongeBob review that I done because I've decided to sit here again in my good old recliner chair to give you guys some two episodes that I've just watched from SpongeBob SquarePants of the 10th season, SpongeBob's Place and Plankton Gets the Boot. So these two episodes came out on the day of the Kids' Choice Awards 2017 on March 11th. I didn't see it when it came on the air because I wasn't interested into it. So some kind fellow people of the kidscartoon.net community decided to upload the episode to Kids Cartoons, where I physically watched them via my laptop, obviously. So I'm gonna give you guys the goods and the bads of these episodes that came out on March 11th. And to be honest, you guys, I am really not a fan of these two episodes. So basically, SpongeBob's Place is basically just basically SpongeBob trying to like make his own restaurant in his house. That's basically what the whole episode is. Instead of me talking about every bit of information for this episode, I want to keep this as short as possible because this episode really wasn't that great in my opinion. I think SpongeBob's Place is a complete ripoff of Krusty Sponge and Band in Bikini Bottom. Both of those episodes came from the 5th season. So let me recap those episodes real quick. In the episode of the Krusty Sponge, the Krusty Krab started making these SpongeBob merchandises for the restaurant, where SpongeBob became the main icon for the restaurant. And then the episode Band in Bikini Bottom, a food critic, it was like a lady or something who came to the Krusty Krab and criticized how bad the restaurant was and decided to ban it. So they went to SpongeBob's house to replace the Krusty Krab as their own restaurant. So already SpongeBob has already made a restaurant of his own in his place. Basically, this episode is a complete ripoff of Krusty Sponge and Band in Bikini Bottom, which is a huge disappointment. This entire episode was Mr. Krabs being a complete retard to his customers because they wanted to go to SpongeBob's Place rather than the Krusty Krab, which is his house. Yeah, SpongeBob's Place is actually SpongeBob's house, obviously. So, yes. Then, I think another pointless moment of this episode is when Squidward was singing this really annoying song about why he hated people. Why did he hate people? I just obviously don't know. I don't know why he was singing the song, but it was just there for random purposes. Overall, SpongeBob's Place was a really boring episode. It was already been used, and the humor was god awful. I thought the worst joke I've ever heard is where SpongeBob tried to like he did a terrible pun where he said, I think we had a bun of a good time. I think that was the pun that he said. It was terrible. That's all I have to say about SpongeBob's Place. It's not a good episode. 3 out of 10. Really bad episode. I'm sorry. It wasn't that great. It was pointless. I mean, it was just, the whole plot was just bland. I mean, it was already been used. There was already an episode where SpongeBob used his house as a restaurant in the episode Band in Bikini Bottom, where that fish banned the Krusty Krab, and then they had to use SpongeBob's house as a replacement, and then they found out, then they had to hire the SWAT team to go to his place. That episode alone was kind of better than SpongeBob's Place, but SpongeBob's Place was just a bad episode. I'm sorry, you guys. It was not that great. 3 out of 10 in SpongeBob's Place. Now let's talk about Plankton Gets the Boot. Now this episode, Karen kicks Plankton out of the chum bucket because he was being rude to her. So basically this whole episode is Plankton being rude to Karen. Karen doesn't like Plankton's rudeness. The reason why Karen kicked Plankton out in the first place is because Plankton made fun of her screensaver, which was these flying cans. So Karen just kicked Plankton out because Plankton was making fun of her screensaver. That's basically the whole plot of this episode. Karen kicking Plankton out because Plankton was being rude to her, making fun of her screensaver. So Plankton has to find a new place to stay. So SpongeBob tags along saying, "Hey, why don't you live with me? Yeah, you can live with me, Plankton." Oh, God. And then this whole episode was just SpongeBob trying to make Plankton a nicer person. Can Nickelodeon be really that dumb? And what? No, here's another thing that I forgot to mention in SpongeBob's place. Bubble Bass keeps appearing in these episodes, but as cameos. Why, Nickelodeon? You are seriously telling me you keep bringing back... I mean, Bubble Bass has appeared in so many episodes. He appeared in Whirly Brains. I forgot to mention this. He also appeared in Goodbye Krabby Patty, but as cameos. Why? I honestly don't understand. I honestly don't know why Nickelodeon keeps bringing back Bubble Bass, but he just keep bringing back his cameos, which really ticks me off of how great of a character he was in the episode Pickles. I mean, Bubble Bass was a really good rival to SpongeBob in that episode, but then Bubble Bass just went downhill because Nickelodeon keeps bringing back his cameos. Both Plankton Gets the Boot and SpongeBob's Plays were two boring, bland episodes that should have never been mentioned. I mean, it was just really terrible. And then another part God, why did I have to stutter? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm very sorry if I stuttered. Another thing that I don't understand is that there was like a bathroom gag in this episode. You obviously know that Plankton can't use the bathroom. He has no bladder. He has no penis. Look, I had to say that because it's not sexual. That's actually a male's reproductive system. It's not a bad word. It's actually a word that you say. That's actually in biology textbooks, so that's not an inappropriate word. Plankton clearly has no penis, so how are you supposed to use the bathroom? They can't draw one because that would be highly inappropriate for the kids. But I don't care, Nickelodeon. Plankton Gets the Boot gets the exact same rating as SpongeBob's Place, 3 out of 10. Both of these episodes were boring and bland. I'm sorry, you guys. These episodes were not great for my taste, and it was just all over the place, man. And then the ending is where in Plankton Gets the Boot, SpongeBob dresses up as a robot just to go and impress Karen and whatnot. I mean, just to be nice to him. And at the very ending of the episode, Karen kicks Plankton out again because Plankton was making fun of the screensaver again. Nickelodeon, just stop it. Just stop making these boring episodes and start using the exact same music from your previous episodes. 2017, and you're telling me you cannot remaster your music, but instead using actual live instruments and whatnot? This is 2017, Nickelodeon. I'm just really done with this. I'm done. So yeah, both SpongeBob's Place and Plankton Gets the Boot were not my favorites for season 10. They were boring, and if you think about it, both episodes were just complete rip-offs. Plankton Gets the Boot is a rip-off of Single Cell Anniversary, is because Plankton was trying to be nice to Karen, and then SpongeBob's Place is a complete rip-off of Krusty Catering. Oh, I said Krusty. I'm sorry, you guys. Krusty Catering was a completely different episode that I have yet to review. I meant to say SpongeBob's Place is a complete ripoff of Band in Bikini Bottom and the Krusty Sponge, both episodes from the 5th season. But Krusty Catering was a completely different episode that I haven't seen yet. I'll have to watch that episode to give my full review of it. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed my review for SpongeBob's Place and Plankton Gets the Boot. I didn't like these episodes at all. I thought they were boring, and it had really no purpose. And I'm really mad that Bubble Bass keeps coming back, but Nickelodeon keeps bringing him back as a cameo instead of a full character. Nickelodeon, just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Peace out.